It's a nice morning here in Fort Clark Springs, Texas. A little overcast, except for one thing. It's always except for that one thing. And what it is, see, they've had a nice rain. They even had a little sprinkle this morning, but now it's just hazy, and they really need the rain. But I don't. You see that wheel? I stopped. Once it broke and we weren't moving forward, I shut it down. Why? Because if you've ever been stuck in mud, let me say this: once the wheels break, or once, in other words, they start spinning in the mud like that, stop. Otherwise, you're just digging your own grave. Okay, and then you're either going to have to come up with some way. If you're by yourself out in the boonies, you might want to just go ahead and shut it down and camp for a few days and let it dry out. Otherwise, you're going to have to call for a tow truck, and these things are pretty damn heavy, so it'll take a dually anyway to hook up to me and pull me out of here. I've already contacted somebody. They're supposed to come by around 2 or 3 this afternoon. But yeah, how long would it take for that to dry out enough for me to drive out? 2 days. Yeah, I could leave here on Wednesday and be good to go. But the pleasures of RVing, and this is just another tip that I'm passing along, is, you know, this thing has traction control. In other words, it's like Positrack, you know what I mean? And you can turn that on, and it helps a little bit in that both wheels dig a hole instead of one wheel digging a hole. You know what I mean? And yeah, I knew this ground was saturated, and that's when I thought, well, you know, you better go ahead and check and see if you can get out, because there's no sense waiting until tomorrow morning when I'm getting ready to leave and find out I can't move the RV. And that's exactly what I found. I'll show you how far I moved it up here. You see that track in the mud there? I moved it about maybe a foot or less. So anyway, yeah, it's got all kind of cute little traction control things. But again, the tip for the day, and it's just one of those little frustrations that you have to deal with. See, I mean, you know, what are the odds that they would have had rain here in Bracketville? They haven't had any. It's been a severe drought, blah, blah, blah. And then I arrive here on Saturday and we have a flood, you know. And they did have a flood. But that's not, I mean, I'm glad they got the rain. I mean, I'm tickled to death. And as far as this being a major or minor issue, well, it's a minor issue in that there is someone in the area that can come by here in the afternoon on Sunday, and they've either got a tractor or a piece of equipment, I'm told, that they can hook up to the RV and pull it right out. So yeah, and that's good. So all I'll have them do, you know, just pull me, you know, up here on the gravel, and then what I'll do once I'm straightened out enough, then I'll just back right down here a little bit. You know, I'll stay far enough forward so that I can hook up the tow dolly in the morning. That's it over there. You might be able to see it behind that telephone post. Yeah. So anyway, you know, RVing is a great way of life. If you don't have a blowout and you don't get stuck in the mud, it's just damn good. Anyway, guys, from Fort Clark Springs, fixing to be Carrizozo, New Mexico in a couple of days, hopefully. On and on we go, guys. Enjoy your life. One day at a time. Use the Amazon link if you want food with it. And yeah, but again, if you get stuck in the mud, don't just keep spinning your wheels. There's something to say about that in life too. You know what I mean? Don't just keep spinning your wheels. Anyway, adios amigos. Bye-bye.